CMB says the lazy bee says they're new. Ashley Venubub says anti-new. CMB advisors. Ashley Venubub says new. Ashley Venubub says Rojo. Ashley Venubub says my country is thriving. CMB advisor says nice. Ashley Venubub says we grow ACC says red is not. Ashley Venubub says we have 3 allies. Ashley Venubub says fun times is for chaos. CMB with ACC says I am going insane right now Rojo. Says the lazy bee says yeah. Ashley Venubub says our country has HWLL load of resources. CMB advisor says that means your vision has changed. James D.
3, 2, 1, go!
Ashley Venubub says also. Ashley Venubub says it's anti-loke.
3, 2, 1, go!
Ashley Venubub. CMB advisor says I wanna push through fun times up. CMB duck with
3,
ace.
2, 1,
CMB
go!
duck with ace. James does YT1 says CMB duck with ACC says Ashley Venubub says no. Says you're not even LV3 yet. Ashley Venubub said. Ashley Venubub says that CMB with ACC says expanded. Says the lazy bee says like a simple weapon to learn. Says L4 capital. Says I am gonna CMB duck with ACC says more. Ashley Love says no. Ashley Love says Rojo. Love says you give us. CMB duck. Ashley Venulove says resources and Amri. James does YT1 says error Yohaj.
3, 2,
Ashley
1,
Venulove
go!
says choky milk and cookies. James does YT. Ashley Venulove says. Orion says what? Captain W says business unclaimed. Ashley Venulove says game army and chocolate milk plus ally plus cookies. Glass. CMB says I told you. CMB duck with ACC says says if you ally. James does YT1 says so is red glass like C pathways. Since the lazy bee says no cheating in wars, not knowing if the war only starts. James does YT1 says are glass for votes or just for atmosphere. SNES game Soviet Hinsenburg has leveled up into defense, attack, and production. Game Soviet Hinsenburg has leveled up into defense, attack, and production. Game Soviet Hinsenburg has leveled up into defense, attack, and production. Game Soviet Hinsenburg has leveled up into defense, attack, and production. Game Soviet Hinsenburg has leveled up into defense, attack, and production. CMB duck with ACC says did you read the rules? CMB duck with ACC says from the frickin'. CMB duck with ACC says Shulker. James does YT1 says Jesus. CMB duck with ACC says right here. CMB duck with ACC says there's a reason why I like Fallout Anarchy. CMB duck with ACC says SHET. CMB duck with ACC says more than this. CMB duck with ACC says it's stress. SNES the lazy bee says all lands are present. Untimey 1474 says Rukja. SNES the lazy bee says but no unclaimed one. Funtimy 1474 says Roja. Ashley Venulub says Roja. Ashley Ven. Funtimy 1474 says Rojo dude respond. Ashley Venulub says leave some SEN. See. Ashley Venulub says unclaim some. Funtimy 1474 says Rojo come here. Smith the Lazy B says this is Patrick. CMB Duck with ACC says see that. CMB Duck with ACC says see that. Funtimy 1474 says Ash people. Funtimy 1474 says this is not Rojo's land. Funtimy 1474 says and Rojo's actual land is an island. Funtimy 1474 says Rojo. Follow M. Funtimy 1474 says Rojo follow me. CMB Duck with ACC says exactly see that. Smith the Lazy B says he is blessing Poro. Funtimy 1474 says follow me ROJ. CMB Duck with ACC says no freaking car. CMB Duck with ACC says I am a boss look rage. CMB Advisor says fun time. Funtimy 1474 Funtimy 1474 says I made an empire and now you're literally trying to merd with it. Smith the Lazy B says no unclaimed lands equals expanding. Shri 8139 says PLS make me operator too. Funtimy 1474 says fine I'm removing one. CMB Duck with ACC says Hagohu. Ashley Venulub says I'm gonna. CMB Duck with ACC says he's AFK. CMB Duck with ACC says he's booking. CMB Duck with ACC says AFK. CMB Duck with ACC says you booking. Ashley Venulub says Seekers Invasion. Funtimy 1474 says don't enter my land please. CMB Duck with ACC says yes ODNT swear to MUHC. CMB Duck with ACC says back HYOU. Funtimy 1474 says I'm making the resistance. Shri 8139 says please make me operator. Funtimy 1474 says border guards. James does YT1 says Duck I really don't see the other stuff in the shul curse. CMB Duck with ACC says there isn't. CMB Duck with ACC says suppose. CMB Duck with ACC says to be. CMB Duck with ACC says 1. CMB Duck with ACC says dud. Ashley Venulub says I have equal land as Poro. Ashley Venulub says that means. CMB Duck with ACC says no Ashley. CMB Duck with ACC says you don't got LB4. CMB Duck with ACC says until you invade and successfully. CMB Duck with ACC says invade. CMB Duck with ACC says Poro. CMB Duck with ACC says 1. CMB Duck with ACC says and actually followed the RULS. James does YT1 says but then how will I get lanterns? CMB Duck with ACC says he's legit allied with all of US. CMB advisor says. Ashley Venulov says CMB. CMB Duck with ACC says AAA. CMB Duck with ACC says Udon. Ashley Venulov says since the president is not her. CMB Duck with ACC says AAAAA. James Does YT1 says all I wanted was a ship man. Funtimy 1474 says bro what this? Ashley Venulov says invading should be easier. CMB Duck with ACC says okay. CMB Duck with ACC says okay. Funtimy 1474 says eyes wet STOO at Brookman cold stuff it. CMB Duck with ACC says much better. CMB Duck with ACC says much better. James Does YT1 says it is harder. CMB Duck with ACC says no stress. CMB Duck with ACC says no more. CMB Duck with ACC says totally. CMB Duck with ACC says everything I ask for him fine. Fun. CMB Duck with ACC says I'm Siddle mad. Ashley Venulov said. Ashley Venulov says we divide land. Ashley Venulov says en resources. Funtimy 1474 says bruh. Funtimy 4. Ashley Venulov says close in. Funtimy 1474 says this might be. Funtimy 1474 says illegal. CM. Ashley Venulov says high force. Ashley Venulov says hold them off. CMB Duck with ACC says I detonate. CMB Duck with ACC says an explosion. CMB Duck with ACC says okay. Funtimy 1474 says may. Ashley Venulov says wait. Funtimy 14. Ashley Venulov says is this. Funtimy 1474 says probati sumak. Ashley Venulov says Orland. James Does YT1 says thanks a lot man. CMB Duck with ACC says God. And says Germany given some resources to Smith the Lazy D says yo guys. James Does YT1 said Smith the the Lazy Bee says we got a lot of lands. Aurorian says CMB Duck with ACC says sorry, just took out my anger. CMB Duck with ACC says and Jade stuff. Warning, no cheating in wars and do not join if weak or only starting. CMB Advisor says CMB Smith the Lazy Bee says don't claim much. James does YT1 says I shall. C Fun. CMB C CMB Duck with ACC says I'm gonna expand. Aurorian says CMB I might join the war with Yak. C CMB Duck with ACC says my men landed on Mexico. CMB Duck with ACC says baby. CMB Duck with ACC says my men's Fun-timey 14s. CM Fun-timey 1474 says attacks have been deployed in this area. James does YT1 says my men would expand, settling in outposts to secure the area. Aurorian says if I join the war who's the good country here? CMB Advisor says I'm doing absolutely nothing. CMB Duck with AC. CMB Duck with ACC says and more. Aurorian says Germany joined CMB's war. Fun-timey war. Aurorian says what side? James does YT1 says cities would be made in the new land to thrive. A blizzard was struck on Ulpero because of climate. Fun-timey 1474 says spies have attacked some U.P and Old Spanish land. CMB Duck with ACC says legit spamming. CMB Duck with ACC says wait. CMB Duck with ACC says Lemmy. Aurorian says I kinda wants those lands back. Captain UW join the game. Smith the Lazy Bee says CMB. Smith the Lazy Bee. Captain UW says crap I forgot to change MG name. Fun-timey. The Lazy Bee says good thing. CMB Duck with ACC says there. CMB Duck with ACC says done exploded James. CMB Duck with ACC says stop. Funtimey 1474 says and doesn't kill them. Blizzard was struck on Ulboro. Because of climate. Captain UWU says my island. Aurora and says German infantry arrives at Ulboro. CMB Duck with ACC says done. Ashley Venulub says Roja. CMB Duck with ACC says what? James does YT1 says it may be kind of CMB Duck with ACC says yeah. CMB Duck with ACC says she's the Jane the same. CMB Duck with ACC says this is why. CMB Duck with ACC says I don't like. Aurora and says dash 100k German infantry. CMB Duck with ACC says world map. CMB Duck with ACC says RP. Captain UWU says hey can I take this stuff? CMB Duck with ACC says because somebody. Aurora and says Operation Barbarossa begins. CMB Duck with ACC says doesn't they've to follow the law. CMB Duck with ACC says wow. CMB Duck with ACC says wow. Captain UWU says cause it's unclaimed. Ashley Venue says wait. Ashley Venue says if I defeat Yojair capital. Ashley Venue says that means a blizzard was struck on Soviet Heisenberg. Because of Ulboro's blizzard. Funtimey 1474 says nope it doesn't. Says the lazy beast, Aurora and says. James does YT1 says Ayo what you thinking? James does YT1 says. Winning CMB Duck when ACC says Rojo I don't care. CMB Duck with ACC says else.